So I'm sitting here in our camper, and we took it to Oklahoma City a couple weekends ago, and all was going well until we hooked up the water and turned on the faucet at the kitchen. Everything was good underneath where the water heater is and the city water connection. None of that was leaking. But as soon as I turned on the kitchen faucet, water was just everywhere, like a geyser or something. So Kelsey was yelling, telling at me to stop. And anyways, I took it, turned the water off, and I took the faucet off. And luckily I had some plumber's tape with me and thought that might do the trick. So I unscrewed the faucet and I put some plumber's tape on there, and still, as soon as I turned the water on, it sprayed everywhere. And so I left that off and I went to the shower and I turned it on to see, and I'm not 100% certain that it was leaking back behind the shower enclosure. Maybe I accidentally sprayed some water out of the faucet and it dripped on the floor, but I need to double check that. But first of all, I am going to get underneath the sink and check that connection to the kitchen sink. So we'll get started on that. Fun times on a new camper. So here's the top of the faucet. This is what I unscrewed. You can see in there, it just screws on to that connection. I put some of this tape. Obviously that did not do anything, so we got to investigate some more. It was also leaking out right here, so he was leaking out over here, so this whole thing's got to come off. So we got to get underneath and check it out. So we're under the sink here, and you can see here's my hot PEX line, and it goes up and connects to the faucet. Now everything looks good. It's screwed in here, and then the same with the cold PEX, and you can tell they got some pliers on it. Everything feels tight. The problem with this is I have to cut this line to unscrew this because it's clamped on here. So if I want to remove the faucet, that's what I gotta do, which is a cheap faucet, so I guess that's what happens when you buy a cheap camper. So I'm gonna think about this a little bit and we'll update you. Alright, so I'm plugged into city water. I tightened up the threads underneath. There's these lock screws where lock nuts are right here, these black ones. That's what holds the faucet down to the countertop. I just tightened those up, turned on the water. We got no leak in here so far. The other thing I noticed was right here, this little piece was shoved up all the way to here. So I don't think I was getting a good seal on the threads. So I slid this down. I didn't realize that until I took it off again. Slid this down and then gave it a good twist and got it nice and firm. So here we go. This is the first try. Yeah, see, we're still getting a leak here. At least it's not spraying here. So we're still getting leaks there. Alright, investigate a little more. Alright guys, I think I found maybe the issue while also slicing a good part of my finger off. But when I slid this coupler up, I found it's got two gaskets, a little plastic gasket, I guess, and then another one here. But you see how loose that is. And it was sitting right here. You can see the line where it had been sitting. I'm thinking it probably needs to be sitting here, but it's so loose that I don't know. I may see if I can find a rubber gasket, or maybe just try to push this back on and see if it'll stay. But we'll figure that out.